We're going to do escarole and orzo soup with turkey Parmesan meatballs, which is one of my favorite comfort foods.
That sounds great.
And it's healthy.
So what would you like me to do?
Well, why don't
chop some of
you
this?
go ahead and chop the rosemary up for me, and I'll top and tail these carrots. And then while I pop these into the pot, I'll let you go ahead and chop the rosemary.
Okay. I love it when you chop it up and it releases all the oils.
Put a little olive oil in there first, about a tablespoon and a half. This is a client favorite and a family favorite. I usually make double batches of this because my daughter goes through it like crazy.
Really?
Yeah. It's also really good if you make extra each time to let it cool completely to room temperature. Put it in a container and it freezes really well. And we'll pop that in there, and we just want to keep this going until it gets fragrant.
So we're going to chop that?
This is the escarole. It's a form of chicory. It's the broadleaf chicory. And I've already rinsed it. You just give it a good shake when you're finished rinsing it, because you're gonna put chicken broth in with it. It's gonna get moist in the soup anyway.
Oh, wow.
Just pull it together like this and slice it into like 3/4
large
inch
got it
ribbons.
So you just rinse it and then shake it to get the water out.
Just the excess. You know, again, rustic soup.
Right. It's not that
precise.
hard. Don't make it hard.
It's easy for the home cook to do. See, now our garlic and rosemary and carrots are starting to soften. Now we're just going to coat that with the olive oil, with the herbed olive oil, and we're going to add our chicken broth.
Okay.
Broth or stock. You can use store-bought or homemade.
Wow.
Got about 4 cups here. Pop the orzo in there.
And how much did you just put in? About a half cup?
About 1/3 of a cup.
Oh my gosh.
And the other thing is, if you're going to cool this into heat and eat later on, pasta sometimes soaks up the broth. So you may have to add a little bit more broth when you heat it later on, or just water.
So far this is too easy. That's too easy.
We like easy. Now we're just going to get our turkey Parmesan meatballs going.
Oh, wow. Do you like the lean, or what do you prefer?
I usually use the 7%, and I like a mixture of dark and white meat.
Okay.
It's moist and it's not strong tasting. When you have just the dark meat on its own, it has a stronger flavor. And then we're going to add an egg yolk.
Okay.
And
we don't add like a whole egg. Don't add
it'll be too moist then. You'd have to add so much filler. And we're putting in half a teaspoon of granulated garlic.
Okay.
And we've got about 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese there.
Okay.
And 3 tablespoons of panko.
All right.
Now we're just going to get our hands nice and dirty. Okay. We're going to mix it really, really good. I'm telling you, just the best comfort food without being fattening or unhealthy in any way. We're going to pull out about that much meat.
Okay.
And roll them between our hands. I'm going to ask you to help me.
Sure, I would
get
love
your hands dirty
to help
too.
you. Okay. About like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, if they're not exactly an inch in diameter, don't worry about it. Again, rustic soup, so.
Oh, your balls look better than mine.
Practice makes perfect.
This is a nice size. And then, do we grill these first?
No, we're going to saute them in a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
Put some salt and pepper on them and a little in the soup.
Okay.
Now, another nice little trick that I've learned is if you slide the meatball in instead of just dropping it like that, it won't stick to the bottom of the pan as easily. Let it skid across the oil. The meatballs will get brown. You want to caramelize them on the outside, brown them.
Okay.
But they'll still be pink in the center when we put them in the soup.
Okay.
And they'll finish cooking in the soup.
There we go.
Oh, I've got some more escarole here we didn't add as well.
Oh, so you're going to add you add about 2 heads in
there?
Yeah.
Two small heads or 1 large head.
Okay.
Usually does it just fine. A few grams of black pepper over that.
That looks great.
Just let that come to a boil. And these meatballs are ready to go in. They're still, you can tell they're still kind of pink in the middle.
Right.
You don't want to cook them all the way through because they're going to get dry otherwise. And if they cook in the soup, they stay moist.
It smells so good. Like you said, it smells rustic and savory.
It's just...
It really does.
Now, you know that the soup is ready. See how the orzo is starting to come to the top? When we first threw it in there, it all sank to the bottom.
Okay.
So it's not quite ready yet. I give it another couple minutes there.
Oh, okay. So that's how you tell the orzo comes to the top.
Yeah. So I like the rosemary and the garlic together. You could add a little chopped onion in there, some shallots if you wanted.
Okay. Now, orzo is risen to the top.
Right.
Okay.
And just look at all these pretty colors in
Oh my
here.
gosh, it just smells so good. I wish you could smell this. Real hearty. That looks so good. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
It was great. Wonderful. You know, it's a great healthy meal, very hearty meal. But anyway, I hope you like what you saw, and we'll see you next time on Community Cooking.